This video contains spoilers of Dragonball S, the first episode. This is the first review of Dragonball S. As I said previously in another video, I would cover this, and I think I'm going to do it, and there's 100 episodes, so yay! I think this is all kind of a prequel, but I'm going to get this into another video later on. First of all, we have like the kind of flashback to previously on Dragonball Z, where it's going through the Majin Buu saga, or Kid Buu saga is what we were given in Britain. So we've had that, so it's a recap on what's happening. Then you have the intro, looks really cool. The episode is the World Peace Prize, who's getting the 100 million Zeni. It opens up with Goku driving a broken tractor and he's kind of plowing the field. He hits kind of a tree stump, and at first he's like pulling it and he's like, oh, this tree stump's just like Vegeta, so he's made a Vegeta reference, and then he just picks it up and throws it away. If he didn't, he was like, oh, I can't do it. I'd be like, really, Goku? Really? Goten comes into it very early. He's bringing Goku his lunch, and Goku destroys the lunch, and quite quick, like really quickly, while Goten actually carries on plowing the field. Suddenly Goku decides to start training. He powers Super Saiyan, and Goten kind of looks back, so therefore creating a wiggly effect in the actual soil. And then he's like, what? And he drives straight off the cliff, where Goku instant translocates or transmissions and actually catches the tractor, and it's just like, yeah, I just caught it for no reason. He's like, yeah, this is really light. And then he puts the tractor back on top of the cliff. At this point, Goku is saying to Goten that he would rather be training with King Kai rather than working and plowing the field. And then it goes to a cutback or a flashback where Chi-Chi says, like, you know, you promised 6 months working and making money for us rather than training, and Goku's like, yeah, I remember that. And they make a reference saying that Chi-Chi is the most scariest person and the strongest person in the entire universe. We switch to a planet. The planet is kind of like really scared, but Beerus is there and they're making all this food for him. He's making all this food, and you know, Beerus is eating it, and they're all kind of scared of what may happen, because obviously he will destroy the planet. So he tries this like one dish and he's like, oh, this is actually quite good. Salt ratio is nice. I like this. And all of a sudden, like, they're kind of, oh, phew. Because like, ah, it's a little bit greasy. For that, I'm going to destroy half of the planet. And then suddenly, boom, half the planet's gone. Then we have a press conference with Mr. Satan, otherwise known as Hercule. And he basically is giving his speech on how he's going to save the world and how he is keeping everything together, that nothing will affect the world. Majin Buu walks in saying he's really hungry, and everyone then thinks, because they can't remember because of the wish in Dragon Ball, he's going to come and destroy the world, and like, you know, is he stronger than Hercule, or Mr. Satan? Then he says that Majin Buu is a pupil of himself, and thus therefore, yeah, everyone's like, oh yeah, I get it. Hercule, or Mr. Satan, rushes him out of the room and says, like, you know, I'm going to get you some food, and hang on a minute, you know, he's looking for chocolates, but there's no chocolates, so he needs to ask Vidal. When he opens the cupboard, all the food falls out, and then he starts calling for Vidal. So now we switch to Vidal and Gohan, and Vidal looks really cute, and to be honest, she's looked cute all the way, but she looks cuter in this scene. So she's bought Gohan a book. Gohan's a bit like, oh, but you know, I want to buy stuff for you. I feel really bad that I can't reciprocate. He says, like, you're going to be a very good professor, and you know, this is going to be the main thing. So she doesn't mind buying the books. And Gohan's really happy. He's like, you know, he's smiling, just says thank you very much. Meanwhile, we have Piccolo who's watching them, just be like, what you doing, son? What are you doing? And he looks really angry, so maybe it's the point of Gohan's not training anymore, but Piccolo is definitely going to be looking over him all the time to make sure that he's safe. Right, so this is the big one. Next we have Goten and Trunks, and Goten is talking to Trunks saying that he needs to get a wedding present for Vidal and Gohan, and that, you know, what should they do? What should they get? Like, first of all, they think of going to a jewelry store and actually picking up a ring, and it switches then to this whole building where this couple is looking for a ring, and you hear just Goten and Trunks in the background saying like, oh, this here, it needs to be as big as a rock, that anyone who gets a smaller rock is a loser, and it's not right. And these guys are getting really annoyed until they turn around and see that Goten and Trunks are kind of just levitating, they're floating in midair, and they're like, what? And then they literally, Goten and Trunks fly all around the room, and then they fly off because they couldn't find the right ring, and everyone's like, what? No! And scared about it, which is a bit weird. I think I would be, but I would be chasing after them. Going, how can you fly? How can you do that? I want to know. So, but then they start talking about cosmetics, and they fly off to a kind of convenience store and actually look around. And they have like this kind of flashback towards Bulma, saying like cosmetics is the main thing that they need to make yourself look young and beautiful rather than old and haggard. So they look around and everything's really expensive. And they meet an old man, or they listen in on him, who's talking to a woman at the store. And he's saying like, well, my hot springs are a lot better because of you know, the healing properties, and everyone in there looks really young. If you walk in at 80, you look like you're 40, etc, etc. So the boys think, wow, you know, maybe we can get some of that water. So they fly off to actually do it. They realise that there's loads of old people around. It's like, what? You don't want to go in there, especially since an old man's teeth fall in, and they're like, ooh, we'll find something else. So they fly a few bit further on, and then all of a sudden they find this kind of water pool lake thing that looks really clear and very nice. So the boys then fly down and go, yeah, I'm gonna get some, so I'm gonna put it in this bottle that we brought. And then suddenly a big snake attacks, and then it's literally throwing across this whole the bottle to each other so it doesn't get smashed or broken. Goten's about to do a Kamehameha, he's about to let it rip, but all of a sudden Trunks goes, no, because you've got people back there that would automatically just be like, no, don't, because they're gonna die from the beam attack. So Goten powers that down, and then suddenly the snake attacks and Trunks takes him out quite quickly. When everything's safe in their hands, they go back to Gohan and Vidal's house. Goten gives the present to Vidal and says, look, this is your wedding present. And Vidal catches on as soon as she puts it on her skin that this is water, and it's like, but she's, rather than saying this is just water and make the boys feel really bad, you know, she says, oh, this is making my skin look amazing, thank you very much. Goten's like, bam, if you need some more, I am your man. You come to me. I will get them to you. Yes, son! Apparently like that. So he then switches to Goku and Goten, and they're talking about Vidal's house, how big it is, and obviously due to Mr. Satan. Mr. Satan just suddenly appears, and he says to Goku, oh, you know, since you did this, I've got all this money that I don't need, so here is 100 million Zeni. Goku's very reluctant. He's like, I don't really want this is your money. And Mr. Satan turns around and says, well, no, Vegeta was the same, but this is for you. And Goku's again like, no, I don't know. But Goten just says, look, Dad, at the end of the day, if you take this, then obviously Chi-Chi will be happy, and then therefore it'll be absolutely fine, and we'll be golden. You can go train with King Kai. Suddenly then he's like, yeah, takes the money. And then Hercule's like, don't tell anyone about what happened. You know, this is kind of a bribe, but this is kind of yours. Goku's like, yeah, whatever, don't care. See ya! And then they're all back, apart from Mr. Satan, at the house, and then Chi-Chi's like, wow, all this money! This is amazing! And then suddenly Goku's like, well, now you got all this money, can I go train with King Kai? She's like, yeah, whatever. He's like, see ya! And then he literally just teleports out, or into transmissions, like, over there. I quite like this next part because Master Roshi just comes out of nowhere. He's like, Goku, you know that if we can have, if we've got all this money, we can buy so many DVDs. And we know that it means erotic DVDs that Master Roshi likes. Chi-Chi's like, no, and then literally punches him and says, get the hell out, and throws him right out there. And this last scene obviously brings up all the kind of main thing that happens, which is Supreme Kai looking up going like, well, one of the planets gone, you know, that's another one. So they kind of bring it in slowly to the point where, oh my god, this is a bad thing that's happening. So I kind of like that. And then it ends, and it's Vegeta's day out next, which I'm kind of looking forward to because I can see him being really grumpy and I don't want to do this. Damn you for making me do this, or something like that. I can't wait. So there we go, Rangers. That is the Dragonball S first review, kind of like really broken down quite quickly. What did you think about it? Did you like it? Did you not? Let me know down below in the comments, and if you've liked this video, like, favorite, comment, and subscribe. Check out Yada Games, all that lovely goodness, and as always, Rangers, thanks for watching, and I will see you in a bit.